Talking about our mental health is still very much a taboo subject. And even though conversations about mental health are a lot more common now than, say, 10 or 20 years ago, it's still frowned upon to bring up mental health in everyday conversation. You may be met with awkward silence, people not knowing how to respond to you, and some people still feel it's something you should keep to yourself and possibly only discuss privately with a therapist. But we really need to start viewing physical health and mental health in the same light. We know them to be equally important, but whereas the average person is probably quite comfortable discussing their broken leg or the fact that they suffer from asthma or diabetes, they're a lot less likely to feel comfortable and open discussing their mental health issues. Now, in society, we have seen a certain level of normalisation in regards to discussing mental health problems. It's definitely a more visible topic in the media. At work, people are receiving more emails from their HR department in regards to mental health workshops, and children in schools are being encouraged to discuss their emotions and how they're feeling. But I do feel like we're only just beginning to scratch the surface, and we have such a long way to go. Now, in the past 2 years, we have suffered a collective trauma globally. Our mental health has taken an absolute pounding. I know mine has. And I do feel confident in saying that nobody has been psychologically unaffected by the past 2 years. But I do hope that one of the silver linings that can come from this time is a greater and deeper appreciation for mental health. People were forced to confront themselves in times of stress and isolation. And as distressing as this is, I do hope it's led to more honesty with ourselves and with others. So with this in mind, I would love to hear from you. I would love to hear your story about your mental health. Now, it doesn't matter if you've been officially diagnosed with something or not, because it's purely about your experience. It could be something acute, it could be something chronic, it could be something acute and chronic. It could be something that you used to experience and suffer from, but you've since recovered. It could be something that you experienced and suffered from very temporarily, but it had an impact on you and you'd like to share that story. The aim of all this being, of course, to normalise conversation around mental health. There's still so much stigma attached to the topic of mental health, and we really need to keep talking about it to remove that stigma. I'd also love people to share their tips on coping with their mental health issue. So, for example, if you suffer from anxiety and you're having a particularly anxious day, what do you do that helps calm you down? What makes you feel a bit better? Please let me know. And finally, and equally importantly, I really want to help people feel less alienated. It's such a common feeling. I think if anyone is experiencing a problem in life, we have a tendency to feel alienated. And it doesn't have to be a health issue. It could be any sort of problem that you experience in life. It does make you feel alienated. And I think that's especially true with mental health. So by talking about our mental health issues, by sharing our mental health issue stories, we can really help people feel less alienated, less alone. I think that's so important, to make people feel connected with each other and make people think, no, you're not a weirdo. You're not a weirdo. A lot of people suffer the same, and we can help each other to get better. So please get in touch, anonymously or not, it doesn't matter. And let's get this conversation going.